Hi everyone, it's Kerry back with you today. So I've decided to have another play with the ABC April 2025 challenge, and today is Monday the 7th and our letter is F. So on the prompts list the ladies have included fabric, faux, file folder, fussy cut and flip out. So I have decided that I'm going to make some fabric sampler cards. Now if you're not sure what I'm talking about, I'll leave a link in the description box below to both Margaret and Tony's channels. They are the ladies that are hosting this challenge and you'll be able to grab all the information from there. But I wanted to play with fabric because Renee has released another fabric cards digi and it was so pretty and I couldn't wait to have a go. So I have already been playing and this is what I've created. Now I will give you a look at a couple of the sheets from the digi. I've obviously already cut all mine out, but in Renee's usual fashion it comes in all the colours. I'll ask her to pop a picture up on the screen here. This is just one of the sheets and you get 3 different shades of the same colour on each sheet. You also get a sheet of these little fabric labels and they come in 2 sizes. So these are the smaller ones and you just get 2 lots on a page, and these are the slightly bigger ones. So again, one in every colour. These are so quick and easy to make, and Renee has made it so that when you cut them out it couldn't be any easier. Now you don't have to use the digi, you can use the same cutting method and use scrapbook paper, tea-dyed paper, pages out of a book, whatever you like, but I'm going to be working with the digi pages today. Got one of my cats has just jumped up here to say hi. Are you going to come over here and say hello properly? Is it too colourful over there for you? Come on. How about if I move this out the way? You gonna come say hello now? Say hi. He's a bit shy. Alright, a little bit of a pussycat interlude. So I'll just show you how quick and easy it is to cut out the fabric cards and put them together. But like I said before, if you're using scrapbook paper or book page or whatever, you can use the same method. So I usually cut these out on my paper trimmer, but for the ease of the video and so you can see, I'm just going to use a ruler and a knife. So the first thing I like to do is just cut all the way around the edges of the whole thing joined together. Now sometimes I like to be a little bit cheaty, and whilst the 3 of them are still joined together, I just run a little score line across this line here, and also this line here, and I'm just using a palette knife for that scoring. And then I continue to cut out my strips. Now if you're using your own paper or book page or scrapbook paper or whatever, I'll just grab a piece from beside me. I think I've got some paper here. Alright, so I'm just going to use this piece of music paper. Then I would just need to work out what width I would like my paper to be, and I'm just going to guess and say I'd like it that wide. This paper's pretty fragile. And then to work out how long a strip you need double the height of whatever you want it to be, and then a little bit to fold over at the top. So you might want to eyeball it and just sort of look at it like that and go, okay, yes, that would be a good size for me, or if it's to fit in a specific pocket or journal, you might need to measure. And if you, let's say you needed it to be 10 centimetres or about 4 inches, you would measure double. So I would measure 20 centimetres or 8 inches if you're using inches, and then you need another little piece to fold over, so you might have 1.5 or 3 centimetres, something like that. But I'm working with the Digi, so once I'm at this point, it is very simple. I've got that slight score line that I've put in, so that lets me fold it straight away where I need to. You can of course score it afterwards, so it doesn't matter if you haven't done that. And then the top will also fold straight over as well. Now, depending on how accurate you've been with your scoring and your cutting, if you find you've got a little bit of a bow in here where I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, where this piece is pushing up against the crease a little bit too much, you've got two options. You can either recrease this bottom section so that you're scoring it, or you're creasing it a little bit further down so it can sit flat, or you can just trim off a tiny piece from the top, because that will be hidden under the flap anyway, so no one's ever going to see it. So once I've got my pieces all cut out, I prefer to go ahead and ink around the edges, so if I don't staple them or glue them together correctly, no one's going to see it. Now I've already gone ahead and made some that I have inked. So I have all of these different ones here. Let's get rid of the cutting mat. So these ones have all been scored, folded and inked around the edges. So you can see here, if my edge doesn't quite line up, once I've stapled that down, you won't be able to see it because the ink is there. So I'll just lay some of these out and decide what colour I want to work with. They're all so pretty, I want to work with them all. Alright, so maybe we'll do a pink and a teal and green. Okay, so once you've cut everything out, it's time for the fun part. Now, I'm sure everybody has one of these. This is a fabric or lace scraps box, and this project is perfect for using up all your bits of lace, anything you've got scrappy lying around. So I actually quite like that for there. And I like to make my fabric fit roughly in between the lines on the print here, but it doesn't matter if it hangs over. It's personal choice. It's whatever you like. So just going to have a look. So I think I'll use that piece, and I'm just going to pick a couple of other pieces for these ones. Okay, so I've picked some lace scraps for my bases, and then I'm also going to add some little extra bits. So I've got some offcuts of embroidered trim here, and I think I might like to add some of those. Okay, so I've picked a few bits to fancy up my laces a little bit, and you could use anything. You could use pieces of ephemera, bits of paper, images from magazines, other images from digis, that sort of thing. So I've got a stapler here. I'm using the tiny attacher because I like the little staples, but you can use any stapler, or you could use glue, or even double-sided tape would probably work for this. And I'm just eyeballing where I want my fabric bits to be. Now I haven't glued anything down, so this is all still completely open. And once I know where I want them, I'm just going to, whilst it's open, staple my top piece of fabric, and I know those staples will be hidden underneath my flap. Now this one, it won't be hidden, so I need to decide whether I want to use a staple, which will be visible, or if I want to use glue or something else. Now I'm actually also going to add a label from the label sheets. Now I've already got some that I've cut out here. I'm going to use my stapler to staple the label through this little piece of embroidered trim as well. So this is still a little bit flappy here, and I might use just a little bit of glue to keep that down. So once you've got everything stuck to the front how you would like it, it's just a matter of closing the back and then sticking down the flap. So you could use glue, or I'm going to use some double-sided tape today just because it's easy. And when I close this, I try to make sure that my edges are straight against each other so I don't have the layers askew, so you can see the white underneath. So I'm just going to push that down, and then I'm actually going to add double-sided tape at the top here as well. And a little bit of glue. And that's it, super simple, and they look so pretty. So I'll just make these ones up as well. So there we go. You can see how super quick and easy these are to put together, and they're great for using up lots of scraps and bits and pieces that you might have lying around. I'm not sure if it takes longer to cut them out or put them together, but they are so fast. I absolutely love this kit. I think it's got lots of uses. Now, when you're building these, you can also just glue the two sides, and then you would have a side loading pocket here as well. Alternatively, what you could do is glue down the sides here and then have it as like a little, almost like a little coin envelope type thing. I think that'd be super cute as well. But anyway, that is my contribution today for the ABC April 2025 challenge for the letter F. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you again next time. Bye.